What's going on, X community? Exostomp here, and today, people, we're gonna be going over the week number 6 pick'ems. We're up to 6 now. Damn.
It's almost done. Crazy.
And of course, joining me, as you guys have just heard, is Galaxybomb.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I missed my cue.
So, yeah, this was a really eventful week. I believe you got 6 points, and I got 9.
Yeah, we called those shots pretty nicely. You were already pretty far ahead, so take your lead out a bit more. But I'm feeling pretty good for my first ever pick'ems. I feel like I've been able to read these decently for the first time.
Yeah, and it's good because like you definitely get to learn what Pokemon do as well, because like stuff like Clefairy that you really don't like, hey, it's been picking up, all right?
It's okay. It's better than I thought it would be. It doesn't mean it's very good.
Oh well, all right, I guess that's fair. All right, so let's just go right into the first match of the week, which is the Hackensack Strikers versus the Chicago Shamans. So
Okay.
this one's gonna be a little interesting because speed tiers are pretty neutral. However, Hopeless did get some new mons. I think he used them last week, but they're still new. Chinchino,
Yeah.
Wheezing, and Turtonator. So, looking at the matchup, do you think that they come?
Just kind of looking through it. It's possible. I mean, they did bring Chinchino last week. It didn't get any kills necessarily, I don't think. Or no, it got one kill. Okay. So I feel like they know how to use it. Of course, they probably are comfortable with it. They brought it. I know Registeel is definitely coming because I think they brought Registeel for 5 games, literally. But Chinchino here, most of the Shamans attackers are pretty frail. Like Scyther doesn't like getting hit, Inteleon also doesn't like getting hit, so it might be pretty good against those. But Cloyster can wall it pretty hard, I think, if they run a defensive Cloyster.
It depends, because like Rock Blast does a lot,
Oh yeah, it does have Rock Blast. That's true.
and Bullet Seed as well.
Yeah, with those it makes things a little harder. Rotom Fan and Moltres both do not like that. Neither does Scyther. So Cinchino does have a pretty good matchup here, I would say.
Yeah. See, the thing is, this is like a premier team for Chinchino that to be in, because the main mon in low tier that Chinchino has a problem with is Registeel, and if you have Registeel, you know, because the thing is, it hates bulky steels because it doesn't have a move to hit it. It just doesn't.
Right.
But like Steelix technically is a bulky steel, but it also is neutral with triple axle, so like that helps it out now, as well as Bullet Seed also is pretty decent.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and how defensive can the Trio be here?
Yeah, the trio is not gonna be very defensive here at all. Yeah, I think Chinchino is really nice here.
Yeah, I would agree. And plus triple axle will hit it neutrally, right? So.
It will, yeah, and so will Bullet Seed, and it will hit Inteleon as well, which is pretty nice, and Cloyster technically. So.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Chinchino might be sweeping here. Does Chinchino have any setup moves?
I mean, it's Calm Mind.
That's not bad.
Well, I mean, that's.
I mean, the moves are physical, so.
I don't think it has any.
There could be some weird shenanigans going on, but yeah, I mean, if the strikers play right with like their defensive mons, Mantine, Wheezing, Registeel here, Registeel does very well here, I would say. Their breakers, I mean, their ground type is Dugtrio, which is okay, but it's still physical. And then Kulava can be special fire, so that might help. But
it's a Quilava.
Yeah, I don't know. Registeel also seems really strong here. I think I'm definitely giving it to the Strikers this week.
Yeah, I think their matchup is a little bit better than the Shamans this week.
I do think stuff like Intellion's a very nice pick against Chandelure. For instance, Rose Raid could give it some trouble. So I think the Shamans definitely have to think about their matchup a lot more than the Strikers here.
Yeah, and that hasn't stopped Panda yet, so.
True. But I think I'm gonna call it. I'm going to what's the word that we use
Lock?
to lock? Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock on the Strikers. Honestly,
And how much?
I'm gonna lock a 4-0 here.
Ooh, that's pretty big. All right.
Mhm.
All right, locked. And I'd
really like to see that Genshin wreck some faces. That'll be really fun.
Yeah, I'm really trying to look at an answer to it. I mean, I would guess Porygon if it's a defensive Porygon.
Throw could be okay. Throw could wall it okay.
Yeah.
Like a rest, sleep talky, circle throw.
What about King's Rock? Flinched everything to death.
I mean, if you want to be a terrible person, you can do that.
I've done it before, and I've made a person quit a league before because of it, so I don't know if that's the best idea. All right, anyways. Yeah, you know what? I don't know, honestly, because they're both pretty decent paddlers. I'm going to give it to Panda this week, and I'm going to give him a... I'll give him a 3-0. He's going to somehow get a 3-0 here.
Okay. Luck.
All right. Next match is the Frederick Klefkes, which is a, well, quote-unquote new coach. It's Orange. He took over the QFants Tweez team because, well, he usually likes to take over a team pretty much at the end of a season because he wants to try out some... usually whatever we're doing, which is low tier monotype, whatever, versus the Fiery Path Flagon. So, okay, first, how do you feel about the changes that the Klefkes have made?
Okay, so Hitmonlee swapped to Embor, Sharpedo swapped to Marini, I think.
Yeah.
And then Crustle swapped to Liepard, and Sigilyph swapped for Mesprit. And Xcloud comes in. As well as Shelmet, but whatever. Xcloud is interesting. It could help in some like substitute matchups, maybe. But I don't really see what Xcloud does, to be honest. I don't think it's a very good competitive mon, personally, but I don't know.
Yeah, so it's super nice to play around with because with the ability Scrappy, you just can either usually just slap a Specs on it, even though it's only 68 speed. If you do that, there's literally nothing that doesn't get 2-hit KO'd usually. But I mean, Gigalith is here with that Spadef boost with the Sandstorm, which could be annoying. Aggron is kind of annoying for it too. There's a lot of bulky mons here that I think can take a hit, so it's gonna be a little weird for it. But
I think Virizion could probably wall out with some kind of weird defensive Leech Seed set or something.
I don't think it has Leech Seed.
Oh, Virizion does not have Leech Seed, really?
I think it has Synthesis. I think that's the only.
Well, still. Virizion is pretty specially defensive, so...
Yeah. So I kind of like the Embor in this match because it has like Stone Edge for the Charizard, Crobat, and all that.
Yeah, I feel like Embor does what Xblood wants to do, but better.
Yeah, in this match, definitely here.
Yeah.
It even has Heavy Slam for the Clefairy if you really wanted to run that. And the thing is, you sort of need to run your fighting type versus an Umbreon because if you don't run something really offensive versus an Umbreon, you can't break it.
Exactly. I'm interested to see if they'll ever bring Marini. Like, of course, we all know how overwhelmingly annoying Toxapex is, but
Yeah.
Marini is definitely lesser. But it's still, it's not terrible. It's
Yeah.
got Regenerator. Its stats are pretty low. But with an Eviolite, it becomes okay defensively. So it does get pretty weak to Dark because of that. But I could see it maybe working as some kind of just stally knockoff kind of utility or toxic spikes utility. I'm not sure.
Well, the thing is, it is definitely weaker to knockoff, but name a Pokemon that has knockoff on the Flygon's team.
Does Druddigon have knockoff?
Does Druddigon have? I actually am not sure about that. Hold on.
It does. I would assume it does.
Does it? No, it doesn't.
It doesn't? Oh wow. Yeah, well, at that point, I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to knock it off, and if you can't knock off a Marini, it kind of just sits in front of everything. Like, the only thing that I could see it dying to here is... I don't know, maybe a setup Dottler? I guess Dugtrio's there. And Rotom, I guess.
I mean, it's definitely not invincible. I feel
No.
like with enough offensive power, they could break through maybe a band or a specs something.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a test to what Orange can do in low tiers. So I'm not sure who's gonna win this one actually.
Yep. I think I'm gonna go with the Flygons. I think I like their team a bit more. Not to diss on Orange's swaps, but these mons haven't really seen a lot of, so I don't know how confident I am in betting on them.
That's fair.
So I think I'm gonna give the Flygons a 2-0 here.
2-0, all right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint what's gonna be the sweeper besides like Embor on the Clef keys. I really don't know what the Flygons would sweep with in this game too. I mean, Brizian's not bad here. I don't know. I'll give it to the Clef keys just because, you know what, I'll be risky this time. I'm gonna give them I'll give them a 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like maybe they'll pull something out here, but we'll see. All right, next game is the Gibby Gibbles versus Daddy's Dark types. Wow. So, like we have been talking about mainly, DDA's team is pretty weak to both rock and fighting, and yeah, where's the rock and fighting types on the Gibbles team?
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't, I feel like, DDA has been, pretty good with his team. He's at a 3-2 with a -1 differential, so, definitely not bad. He has done some pretty cool stuff. Archivist has been getting some nice kills, recently with that Slush Rush combo. So I am pretty confident in DDA just as a player, and the fact that Gibbles don't really have a great offensive answer to his team definitely doesn't do them any favors.
Yeah, I honestly, it's going to be so hard to break through like the Moltres, as well as, because like, I mean, yes, they have a bunch of water types, but if you have Moltres plus, if you run
How do you break your Steelix?
water still.
Yes, yeah.
But I was thinking like Snorlax can eat things. Arctovish has water absorb, so
Yeah.
it's honestly, I kind of feel like this is going to be the game here.
That's fair.
Someone's probably getting 6-0, and I think I know who it would be. But I mean, hey, I could be wrong because Serena does have high jump kick. Ludicolo has focus blast here so they do have fighting coverage.
Yep.
But
I can see Gibbles doing something to throw DDA off guard. and take the win that way. But they're
Mm.
definitely if they bring a standard set, I don't think they're gonna win.
Right.
And because of that, I am gonna vote on DDA.
Okay. How much?
3-0.
Alright. So I am also gonna give it to DDA. I could see a few win cons here. That's what's scaring me. But I'm gonna give DDA a 4-0.
Okay.
Alright, next match here we have the Launching Dragapults versus the the Zoroarks. So
Yeah.
hey, okay, if we think about it, mascot wise, Zoroark would probably win this, but let's not look at the mascots here. Let's look okay, the Zoroarks still have a pretty good matchup.
Oh, Saint has been doing pretty great things.
Yeah.
He has not lost yet. He has a 22 differential.
Oh god.
So I feel like voting against Saint at this point is just throwing.
You want to lose points.
Yeah, he really understands his team. Regidrago stomps on everything. Dragapults does have a very strong defensive fairy typing Gardevoir, but the rest of the Zoroark's team does cover Drago's weaknesses very well. And Saint has shown that he knows that. Slowking Galar has been amazing. Definitely a crux to his team. Stuff like Swampert and even Gourgeist has actually shown some pretty nice action. It's got 4 kills, so with 1 passive kill, I believe. So Saint all around has definitely shown his mastery with this team setup.
Yeah, and the scary part is he made changes, and I'm pretty sure he made changes, but all the mons that didn't die, he's making changes. Like, he's dropping Regidrago. I think he's dropping Gourgeist as well. He's dropping Audino. I think he's just dropping those 3, which I don't know why he's dropping Regidrago.
I'm assuming he's dropping Drago because he's playing very tactically, and he probably sees. I don't know what his upcoming matches are, but he probably sees like fairy types that he can't break through. That would be my assumption.
Maybe.
Personally,
yeah, that would make sense.
I feel like he's in it for the flawless victory. to be honest. But speaking on the Dragapult side, let's think about ways that they could answer them. I mean, Berserker's not a very defensive steel type, which does pose some troubles. Quagsire is okay as a wall, though Gourgeist is a very powerful answer to that, which can give them some trouble. Also, the fact that they have a good ghost type makes setting up removal a bit trickier because they do have defog with Golbat, so it's not terrible, but they probably want to rely more on Colossal's Rapid Spin because they do have a decent amount of hazard set up on their side. So yeah, I'm looking through the Dragapults team. I don't see a great way they can get out of this one.
I don't know, man, because, like, I see Machamp, Choice Banded Machamp, or like a, what's it called, Burn?
Guts?
Gut, sure, yeah, I was thinking of the orb, Flame Orb.
Yeah.
Flame Orb Guts Machamp, that's also pretty decent here, because, like, Dynamic Punch, I mean, Slow King is there technically, but then Earthquake can happen.
Gourgeist also makes that a little bit trickier.
Gourgeist, but I could see him running like Fire Punch to hit the Durant as well, maybe, or I don't know. So that would, I guess, help. It also has Knockoff that can hit. It could have Stone Edge if it's running like the No Guard set. So I think Machamp's gonna be pretty decent here, but who knows? I also like the Gardevoir here. It's a good, I mean, you sort of have
Gardevoir is absolutely coming. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and it has enough coverage, I think, to hit everything, which is really nice. It's just the problem is that Galarian Slowking, it's going to be a little hard to break through with the Dragapulse team unless he's running like Choice Banded Machamp, or for some reason Choice Banded Quagsire comes. Who knows? But yeah, I don't see many options when it comes to breaking through that Galarian Slowking.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a 5 out of the Saint. I don't think he's gonna lose. At this point, I don't know. I mean, he's just shown absolute mastery with this team.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 4-0 as well.
Okay.
So, all right, moving on here, we have the Auckland Licky Pies versus the Lake City Luxrays. So, as we've seen before, the Licky Pies are definitely dominating. I think they only lost one match so far, which is really impressive. And then the Lake City Luxrays, they're taking over Denny's team, so it wasn't doing too well. I did, of course. I may have did him dirty last week and 6-0'd him, but
if there was a anti-Saint, it would be this team.
Okay, all right.
Minus 23 differential with 5 losses.
Well, okay, look. All those aren't his fault, but he did bring prep. Like, he brought some decent prep against my team last week. I just sort of out-prepped him, I think, when it came to that. But, so I know he knows what he's doing when it comes to prep. However, he's going up a team that's 4-1 right now. So it's a little hard to, it's going to be a little hard to beat this team here because it's so defensive yet so offensive at the same time. I keep saying it. It's one of the better teams here.
Yeah, the Licky Pie. I do like the Licky Pies. I feel like their combination of just very powerful mons, Typhlosion, Ambipom, Electivire, just to name like the kind of crux of the team. They slap things around. And they've proven how much that works out for them. I think Absol actually has been kind of their MVP killer, which I am very happy about. Absol has 10 kills. That thing is a menace, and it's showing just how powerful that attack stat is. Even though its speed is slow, a boosted knockoff from an Absol hurts. Which the Luxrays aren't super weak to knock off, which is nice. That definitely helps. They have no EVA-Lite mons. Well, Rabu could, but usually doesn't. So that definitely helps, but still, Absol, like a Sucker Punch or Sword Stance setup, it's really hard to switch into. So I don't know if the Luxrays could overtake the Licky Pies here.
It's gonna be tough, but I think if the Luxrays can maybe get a few spikes up, maybe get some rocks up, hell, maybe if you can get toxic spikes up, like if Dragalge doesn't come for whatever reason, you get those toxic spikes up. Again, a lot of these mons are really defensive, so if you have Chip on them, Chip is so big against this team because, I mean, again, they're so tanky. So you get some Chip on them. Linoon or Zoroark technically can do a lot of damage here because, like, it has Sledge Bomb for the Florges, so if it's weakened, it has enough coverage for that whole team. And the same thing with Linoon, you get a Belly Drum up, it just E-speeds everything, and what doesn't, Jellicent, but it has coverage for that. So like, there's enough sweepers here that I can see an upset here, but it's hard. It's really hard to really put your faith into a team that hasn't won yet. So
yep, and I'm playing it safe. I'm gonna vote on the Licky Pies here. I'm gonna give them a 5-0.
5-0, okay, that's fair. 5-0. All right. You know what? This is gonna be their first win somehow, some way. I'm giving it to the Luxrays, and I am going to give them a 3-0.
Okay.
All right. Next match here, we have the Denver Drowsies versus the Wicked Weaviles. So, This game they wanted to play early, or at least Solo did. So, but I don't think they did yet. I'm pretty sure. I haven't really checked, but
Right. Okay. This game is definitely going to be interesting. They're both they have a similar win-loss ratio. I think Drowsy's is 4-1 while Weavile's is 3-2, but their differential is massively different. Weavile's has had a lot closer games, but Drowsy's has had a lot of big old sweeper games with a 16 differential. So
yeah.
that's definitely something to keep in mind. Comfy, my god. Burger knows how to use Comfy, which is pretty scary. I mean, Duraludon is neutral against Comfy, which is scary. You don't want your steel type to be neutral against Comfy.
Right. And the only other option is like, what? Your poison type? Poison type Salazzle?
Salazzle,
which
you
isn't
don't
tanky?
want Salazzle to tank stuff either.
Yeah, especially with
mean,
like stored power, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, store power would probably be the best bet there because it is ×4 resistance to fairy.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and also ×4 resistant to grass. So that does help it a lot. But it's still Salazzle. It does not like getting hit. Like,
yeah. See, but the look, if I know this isn't gonna happen, but if Solo brings a defensive Salazzle with like Toxic and everything like that, I can see that doing work here because stuff like the Guzzlord, even the Galarian like Slowbro, because you can Toxic it, stuff like the like I don't know Poliwrath, Palossand, Copperajah, basically everything down below 70 base speed over there. If you Toxic them, they have a lot of HP. They're going to die very fast. So
yeah,
honestly, I think a defensive Salazzle is really nice here, but it's Solo, so I don't think he's bringing a defensive Salazzle.
No, there's zero chance. Absolutely zero chance. Basically, Weavile's has to kill the Drowsies before they have a chance to set up, which the fact that the Weavile's plays so aggressive might lead to the fact that they might actually take it over the Drowsies and not let them set up the Comfy. So that's something to think on. Though, Drowsies plays very well. I feel like they're gonna expect that and plan accordingly. I almost have to go to the Drowsies here just because Comfy is just absolutely dominating this matchup.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like Diancie can live a hit, even though it like with Giga Drain, but it could technically live a hit, but it can't kill it. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to vote against it. The Comfy, but like maybe Sturdy Salt comes and somehow Poison Jabs and Iron Heads or so, whatever and kills it. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just making things up, but I don't know. There's a few things that can happen. Like it just depends.
It could
what
be like a Sash Sock maybe.
Well, it has 30, so it doesn't need.
Oh, it does
Sash.
have 30. Okay.
Yeah, so it could be like Choice Band Sturdy or something.
Maybe.
It's still offensive. All right, Solo, you gotta listen. All right, it is.
I'm gonna give the Drowsies a. I'm gonna go with their trends and say a 5-0. Their matches are very high in differential, so.
Okay. I'm going to give Solo a. Wait, am I gonna give it to Solo?
Are you gonna give it to Solo?
Not for this match. I have to give it to Burger here. I can't not here. I'll give Burger a 3-0 here. Who knows? He'll probably lose a few mons and then go into Comfy. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. Next match. Oh, it's me. Okay. So it's the Slurpuff Yays versus the Exostomp Excadrill. So why don't you take this first?
Okay. So the Slurpuff Yays have been having a little bit of trouble. They're at 1-4 right now with a -8 differential. Though I do definitely see the potential in their team. They've been getting some decent kills. A -8 differential is not terrible for a loss. it means that the matches have been pretty close overall. So their mons have been doing work. So I do see the potential. They are pretty scary. I mean, against your team in particular, um, I'm not so sure though, because in order to break through, I mean, their fairy type is Aromatisse, but then Cutify as well. I don't know how well those would do against Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum just like literally steps on Cutify. And Aromatisse, I don't know how good Aromatisse is, personally. I feel like it's usually a worse Slurpuff. Could be wrong about that.
Yeah, it's more defensive with like Wish and everything.
Yeah, but I mean Slurpuff is already pretty tanky. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tyrantrum just steps all over this team, personally.
And I think you'd be right, because like, what switches into a Rockhead head smash?
Yeah, nothing.
I literally don't see a maybe defensive phalanx.
Yeah.
That's
Tentacle,
it.
possibly.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that thing is falling over.
I mean, Rotom, no. Fortress, maybe.
It can live one. It
Yeah,
has
it doesn't
30,
do
you know?
anything. Defensive phalanx.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's basically it.
So yeah, I just kind of see Tyrantrum when I see it has big feet and it steps on people.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like, I think all my offensive mons have a good matchup, which is not good for the Slurpuff EAs, because, like, Magmortar also, it can either Fire Blast or
Magmortar has
Overheat.
been absolutely a great mon here. Not to mention the fact that they will definitely have to prep for either Electric Train with Sceptile Seed and Raichu,
Yeah.
or, I mean, if you don't bring that, I mean, Weezing also is really nice here. So, like, they have so much to think about. I can't see them winning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think my matchup is just really good. Like, I could bring 8 or 9 of my mons, and it would still be good. Even Purugly. Purugly can come in on like an Intimidate Incineroar and get +1. Like, it could even come. Like, everything
And
on
if
my
you
team
don't,
could technically go.
if you don't expect it, Purugly's really fast somehow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fast that thing is.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm gonna give you a 4-0.
Oh my god, 4-0. That's crazy. Alright. Alright. I can't go against myself, so I'll give it to myself. I'll give myself a... I'm gonna go crazy. I'll give myself a 5-0 here.
Okay.
Do I want to lock on this? Am I that insane?
You gonna lock on yourself, you crazy
No, I
bastard?
can't lock on myself. I can't lock on myself. Never mind. All right, let me skip that. All right, let's move on here. We got the next one, which is Goblin Forest Marshadows versus Kyrax Crooks. Ooh,
What a match.
what a match indeed. So, I believe is Cambat 4-1.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So.
But the differential's it's only 5. These matches have been very close.
Yeah.
Kyrak, on the other hand, is 2-3 at -6, so again, pretty close. So this is definitely going to be an interesting matchup. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the 1-0 of the week, personally.
Oh God, this sucks because I think I have to lock on it now.
You can always go back and lock on something else.
I guess, yeah. All right.
Um,
How do you feel about Noivern in this matchup?
I think Noivern is pretty good. I mean, their fairy type is Mawile.
Yeah.
So, it's okay.
And then Ice
their
type is
steel,
Mr. Mime.
yeah, and they don't have a steel type, which.
Oh, wait, no, that's Mawile.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess. Mawile does not like to be the only steel or fairy type, and I feel like that's honestly one of the struggles that Karak has had,
Yeah.
because they haven't even brought Mawile. Like that's like throughout all the games they haven't brought Mawile, and that kind of shows like Mawile is not strong enough to be a consideration for a team most of the time. Um, which makes it really bad because it's two of the most important types to have on a team.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly think if he dropped, I don't know if he has any free agencies
He
left, but
hasn't he hasn't used no, he has used all of his agencies, unfortunately.
damn, because I was gonna suggest like drop Galarian Mr. Mime because you're not using that, or and Haunter, and get a better
Yeah,
steal and then a
he
fairy. Like,
he added Galarian Mr. Mime effective week 1 and he hasn't used it yet.
yeah, I don't see why. I guess because he wanted another spinner, but you're most of the time using Skuntank or Talonflame or Claydol. You have enough. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know what that thing's doing, but I do like the Lycanroc in this matchup. I think if it like an SD Lycanroc is super good with Accelerock, can hit the Noivern.
Delphox as well.
Yep, it can have what's it called? Drill Run to
Enter.
hit the Togedemaru. So
Hmm.
like it can hit
And hits
a lot of
Garbodor.
moves.
Yeah, it hits a lot of things. I don't know if it does enough though. Not to mention Marshalls have Scrafty in their back pocket if Noivern doesn't work out to just kill everything.
Oh god, I keep forgetting about Scrafty, dude.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna give the 1-0 to Marshadows here.
Ooh, all right. Um, okay. And I'm going to give. I'll give the Marshadows a. You know what? I'll give them a 3-0. They get a win some. All right, and let me go back here. I'm just gonna throw it on to. Well, I mean, I'll just throw it on to Saint.
Okay.
That seems like the safest bet, but yeah. Anyways, guys, that was the week number. What are we on? 6? I keep forgetting. Week
Yep,
number
that's-
6. Oh wait, no, this is 7. Wait, is this 6? Am I
I
stupid?
thought
No,
this was.
this is 6,
Wait.
right?
They've played 5 games, so this is 6.
This is 6. Got it. Okay. This
Taking me second, yeah.
this is the week number 6 Pickems. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, leave a like. If you're new, please subscribe. And yeah, do you want to leave us out here? Finish
Good
us?
luck in your games as always. We're getting down to the wire here, so try and get a really high differential game. And for those who are in the loser side, do something crazy. Get like a big old sweep going. Take some risks. There's no reason not to at this point. So yeah, I hope to see some crazy games.
All right, guys. Peace.